We kick things off with our signature segment, Say What?, where we roll out some of the most wacky, astonishing, and damnable things uttered by politicians and the chattering class. Well, green has been in the news a lot of late. Green for money, green for the Green New Deal, and green for marijuana. One top-tier candidate in a growing Democratic presidential primary field revealed his all-in position on the Green New Deal, and another said something which would have been controversial a decade or two ago, but not anymore. Senator Cory Booker, whose campaign rollout centered around race, loudly added himself to the chorus of advocates for the Green New Deal, which would turn control of the entire economy over to the federal government.
Our planet is in peril, and we need to be bold. It's one of the reasons why I signed on to the resolution, a co-sponsor of the resolution for the Green New Deal. And there's a lot of people now that are blowing back on the Green New Deal. They're like, oh, it's impractical. Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's all of this. If we used to govern our dreams that way, we would have never gone to the moon. We need to have dreams that other people say are impossible. We need to push the bounds of human potential, because that is our history.
Yeah, how silly to raise objections to spending tens of trillions of dollars and capsizing the entire economy for the sake of the federal government seizing control of everyone's lives. On the other hand, Kamala Harris let her hair down a bit in an informal discussion on the Charlemagne podcast and said she is definitely down with a different kind of green.
I know the answer to this, too. They say you oppose legalizing weed.
That's not true.
I know.
and look, I joke about it, half joking. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me?
They be so mad at you. Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay. Like
and I inhale. I did inhale.
Okay.
It was a long time ago. But yes.
I know you have to remember the high.
I do.
So if it was legalized all throughout the country and medicinal, would you do it?
Listen, I think that it gives a lot of people joy, and we need more joy.
I like the half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me? And I did inhale. She did at least sound human, didn't she? Booker and Harris will now have even more competition for the Democratic presidential nomination with the entrance of Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, the fourth woman to enter the race, and the official entrance of Pocahontas Elizabeth Warren. Klobuchar made it clear in her announcement that she's going after the voters in the heartland that put Donald Trump over the top in 2016.
Today, on an island in the middle of the mighty Mississippi, in our nation's heartland, at a time when we must heal the heart of our democracy and renew our commitment to the common good, I stand before you as the granddaughter of an iron ore miner to announce my candidacy for President of the United States.
Klobuchar, going for the moderate blue-collar vote, made that announcement in the midst of a driving snowstorm as she decried global warming, or climate change as it's now known. Go figure. Pocahontas, still haunted by her fake Indian heritage that she just can't seem to shake, made a play for headlines by saying that come next year, we won't even have President Trump to kick around anymore.
Every day, there's a racist tweet, a hateful tweet, something really dark and ugly. Are we going to let him use those to divide us? Here's what bothers me. By the time we get to 2020, Donald Trump may not even be president. In fact, he may not even be a free person.
Okay, so Pocahontas is saying Trump may be in prison stripes by the 2020 election, perhaps because she knows that's the only way she could possibly beat him. Meanwhile, back in Virginia, home of the black-faced governor and attorney general and the twice-accused sexual predator lieutenant governor, Governor Ralph Northam appears to have weathered at least the short-term storm of calls for his resignation and sat down for the first interview he's done since the multiple scandals began breaking and proceeded to define the early history of Virginia in a way that forced the CBS interviewer to intervene.
You know, if you look at Virginia's history, we're now at the 400-year anniversary. Just 90 miles from here, in 1619, the first indentured servants from Africa landed on our shores in Old Point Comfort, what we call now Fort Monroe. And while
also known as slavery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hard to believe he could call slavery indentured servitude given all that's happened, but even more remarkable is how Governor Northam set himself up as a moral exemplar.
I'm a leader. I've been in some very difficult situations, life and death situations, taking care of sick children. And right now,
you're a doctor, yes.
Right now, Virginia needs someone that can heal. There's no better person to do that than a doctor. Virginia also needs someone who is strong, who has empathy, who has courage, and who has a moral compass. And that's why I'm not going anywhere.
A leader, a healer, strong, has empathy, courage, a strong moral compass. A lot of confidence there, but not a whole lot of humility from a guy who just embarrassed himself before the entire nation. We put a bow on Say What with another beaut from the mistress of over-the-top sound bites, consistent with the stated goals of many House Democrats to investigate this president every which way but loose. Maxine Mad Max Waters promised President Trump that she'll dig into his personal finances for sport.
You think I'm going to let you stand by someone who's done nothing but steal and lie and undermine? We're going to get your tax returns. We're going to find out.
Vengeance is mine, saith Mad Max. Quick break, and then we'll dive into the history of socialism and how it compares with the socialism of today.
Exhausted by all the fake news? On LibertyNation.com's YouTube channel, facts and fresh, bold analysis are what you get without the leftist spin. Subscribe today to the LibertyNation.com YouTube channel because
truth is
making
comeback.